As far as perfect bikes go, this has got to be close.
This is the way.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Chopper Fit channel. Chopper Fit out on the Triumph again today. I say again today, but it's really kind of a continuation of the last time I was out on the Triumph because we're recording all at the same time, yada yada yada. But today I wanted to talk about my review of this Triumph T100. It's a 2005 Bonneville with about 36,000 miles on it. The reason I want to kind of do a review on it is because I've had it for about 600 miles now. So we put enough time on there to know if we really like it or not. And let me tell you, I really, really like it.
I like it a lot.
And the thing about it is, it shocks the crap out of me that I like it so much. So much, in fact, that I would not be opposed to buying another Bonneville or another Triumph to put into the garage. So why is this a surprising bike for me? Well, a couple reasons on that. And the first reason is, as you can see here from the side shot, this is a mid-control setup, where at least a kind of a mid, maybe more almost like a rear set. Not rear set, but definitely I look like I am cramped up. However, one thing I have noticed that thanks to the seat height, which again, this is an aftermarket seat that has boosted me up about 3 inches higher than stock, I am very comfortable with this. I just don't know what it is about this motorcycle, but it's so comfortable for me. Like, look at the flags today. Those flags are spitting like crazy and don't even care. They don't even care. I thought the V-Rod was really good about riding into the wind and everything. This thing destroys that as far as wind riding. If it's a windy day, this is the bike I'm wanting to take out. Now, the second thing that I have to say that is very shocking is the power. Now, if you look at the stats of this bike, it doesn't boast a lot of horsepower. I think it's in maybe the 60s for horsepower and like 50s for torque. But guys, it's 500 pounds. It can hold its own. It is much faster than the Sportster 883 we have in the garage.
Don't you say that. Don't you ever say that.
And I would even put this up against most 1200 Sportsters as well. I know I had no problem the other day when my brother took out my Dyna and Dad took out his Fat Boy. I had no problem whatsoever keeping up with them. In fact, I was leading the pack and running away from them. So it is a really good bike as far as that goes. It's got enough power to get you in and out of traffic. You can use this bike as a commuter. I don't know if it's a long-term or a long ride bike. That's to be decided still. But like I said in the previous video, I rode 90 miles on it the very first day and didn't even think twice about it. I was so comfortable just riding and excited. It was great. So when we bought the bike though, it did need some work done to it. We replaced the grips. We've done a couple little maintenance things. The tail light was bad. There's a lot of things that kind of weren't great. But overall, it's in really good shape. There's a small dent on the front fender and a small ding on the tank that I just noticed like yesterday.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well...
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's a few more blemishes on the car.
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
Which kind of pissed me off, but it makes sense because he had a giant tank rack on here that was held on with suction cups and it was hiding that little dent. Sneaky guy, he's so sneaky. Alright, so seating position. Got the mids. My knees are not uncomfortable. I like it because my arms are still straight. That is the key thing, is I don't like my arms being all kind of bent up. I like to have them straight out. And this has the perfect amount of travel, I guess you could say, from my shoulders to my arms, where I'm basically just straight out, and my rider triangle is very, very comfortable with this motorcycle. For those of you who don't know, I am about 6'2", and I weigh about More than it needs to be said.
Yo, ding dong, man. Ding dong, yo.
Because I'm fat, fat, fat. Come on, really fat.
Now, the bike is still not a perfect motorcycle by any means. There are some things that still need to be done to the bike before I would definitely trust it on a longer stretch. First and foremost, the tires need to be replaced. Now, the tires still have the little rubber nipples that are on there, but they're from 2015 and they are hard as a rock. And when I get on some grooved highway, like that rain highway that has like the little grooved notches in there, this bike does not like it if you go above 60. I think that's a tire thing more than anything else. So it's fixable. That's not a detriment to the bike. That's just part of buying a used motorcycle. Now, the other thing that needs to be done is we are at 36,000 miles with it. So I do need to have the valves checked. I don't have any sort of maintenance history on this bike. All I know, it was a one owner. The guy took good care of it. But again, I don't know what he has done and not done. So I did contact my local Triumph dealer, and he said he could get the valves checked for about 3 hours of labor. And I think I'm going to have that set up. He does say it needs to be dropped off and left overnight because it has to be completely cold and they have to drain all the fluids out and all that fun stuff. But it's not as bad as what I read horror stories online about quoting 9 to 10 hours for the service. Whew. That that kind of scared me post the fact of buying it. I was like, maybe I could figure out how to do this myself. But when he quoted me about 3 hours to do it, I was like, yep, I will get that set up as soon as humanly possible. The next thing that the bike needs some attention on is the brakes. There is a lot of travel in the brake before it grips, so that's going to be the next thing, is putting some new brake pads on. I got front and rear. The rear should be delivered today. I've already got the fronts ready to go, and it's just gonna be a matter of time before I can get that changed out. I did look at the brake fluid. It's pretty clear, but it could probably use a flush as well. I've never bled brakes before, but it doesn't look too terribly tough. What else about this bike can I say, except I just love how it looks. This bike has that old school styling, kind of like, you know, your modern retros, I guess is what you would call this. So this bike has that retro look. It looks like something that was made in the 60s. And that's one thing about the Bonneville, ever since they came back out in the early 2000s, is they wanted to make that retro look, but with modern advancements. So this bike, unlike its newest cousins, this one is still carbureted, dual carbureted, and old school. It's also air cooled as opposed to liquor cooled. So it does not have all of the new bells and whistles, but it kind of has a mixture of old tech and new tech. One of the old techs that we were trying to figure out when we brought the bike home is, how do we set the trip odometer? It's not a button, it's a dial that you have to spin, and it goes up to 999 miles and then flips over to a 0 again. I'm like, oh, that's how it's done. Okay. But yeah, there's really just no technology on this bike, which is really cool. That's one thing, you know, that I'm not a major fan of on motorcycles, is having a bunch of technology. All it does is distract me, and I just want to ride the motorcycle the way a motorcycle should be, stripped down and mechanical. I don't need to have all these fancy doodads and whistles. Now, I say I don't need them. I've never rode a bike with traction control. I've only rode one bike or two with ABS, so it's really kind of, you know, maybe me just being a homer, but I really just like old school feeling motorcycles. I don't mind fuel injection. I think fuel injection's great, but there's just something about the carb and the way this thing sounds at idle. Whew, love it. I love it. So that is about all that I got for the Triumph. I'll have another video here in a little bit that will talk about some of the modifications that we have done and are going to do to it, just to kind of make it our own. But that is all that I have for my little miniature test ride review of our Triumph Bonneville T100. Drop your comments down below, and I will catch you guys on the next backside as this is the way. Check for that. See you in the next one. Later!